So people, of course, are often asking me to show them hyperloops and orbitals and all that stuff. And of course, over the years, I've developed some ways that I like to teach it. And for this, I need a volunteer. This is Mariah, my beautiful assistant for this. What I always do is to say Mariah's asked me, she goes, hey Nick, show me how to do an air wrap.
Hey Nick, ask me how to do an air wrap.
Oh shoot, I mean a hyperloop. Ask me how to do a hyperloop.
How do I do a hyperloop?
Okay, good question. And so what I'll do, I'll get the person and I'll say, okay, stand feet like this. So I get them to plant their feet. Then I'll say, you're going to hold your arms like this. Your feet are going to stay where they are. And I'm just going to turn you. No, your feet are going to stay where they are. And I'm going to turn you side to side like this.
Direction.
Your elbows can bend a little bit. Yeah. So I usually call this, so she's become my poi dummy. Right? So she's just a mannequin who can pivot a little bit. All right. So then I'll start over here with the demonstrator. And I cross my arms. And I show her how, and I have to keep reminding them, the arms just stay like this. So say your poi are spinning, and the poi are both going towards the camera. And I'll say, now see how they hit? They're going to twist up, right? See?
Yes.
Okay, so if as they hit, if you turn towards with me, they're going to be spinning inside your arms, right? And then I'll point out, when your right hand, see how it's on top right there?
Yeah.
See how every time there's that moment where the right's on top? Mm-hmm. That right comes up the middle. The green poi comes up the middle. If as it was coming down the front, if you were to finish turning, see how instead of coming out the middle, if you finish turning, whoosh, it's going to come out on the outside there. Right? Yeah. And then look at the orange pois coming down, and they're going to start to twist. And if you turn towards the camera, see how they're now spinning towards the camera? And again, you can look for that moment where the orange poi is sort of closer to you. If in that moment you were to finish turning, pow. So in the end, a basic hyperloop works like this. The green poi comes up the middle once, finish turning, and you're open. Then the orange poi is leading. It comes up the middle once, right? Finish turning. Now what's important, I always have to point out, is that this hand, if it keeps reaching, the orange poi can never get out. So when you get turning, you've got to let this hand come in front, and that's when the orange poi can release. And it's really fun to teach this way because you get to go like this. Finish turning, yay! Orange poi leads, finish turning, yay! And you can just keep taking them through it. And if they watch, it starts to make a little bit of sense.
It's starting to make sense.
It's starting to make sense. Right? And then meanwhile, as a teacher, I'm getting to go, yay! 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 And so what you can point out all kinds of things to the person you're showing. Like if the orange poi leads in, it comes up your belly once. The next time, it wants to be outside of this hand. So this hand has to pull in to get out of the way. Then the green poi comes up once, and then it's out. Of course, if you wanted to, you can say to the person you're showing this, you could let the orange poi come up once, then twice, and then the next time you finish. Or the green poi could come once, twice, 3 times, the next time it finishes. What can't happen, you'll say to the person you're showing air wraps, is if the orange poi leads in, the green poi can't lead out, typically, because if the green poi were lead out, see how it's just a knot, which you can do things with, if you wanted, but that comes later. And so in the beginning, the simple way to do an air wrap, you can't, if the orange poi leads in, the orange poi has to lead out, in this way of doing hyperloops. And that's what you have to learn to see. This is also a really fun way to teach 5/8 weaves, because you show them how the green poi, or no, we'll come to that, that's another lesson. So you know how to do Hyperloops now?
I totally do.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's amazing.
All right. So I hope that helps if you ever have to show somebody how to do Hyperloops.